And Mike Gatti with Real Estate on Record. We're back on a second episode, and Mike's going to talk a little bit about the capital gains and what do you think, and also your post this morning where you were at. Where were you at this
Oh,
morning?
that was funny. I went into the gas station this morning. I was so confused. I'm like, am I missing something? What's on sale here? There's like lineups to like 9:30, not even. It was like 8 o'clock, 8:15 at the right here at Major Mac and Weston. There was like lineups to get gas. Well, sure. I looked at the price of the gas. We dropped 20% or 20 cents a liter
Wow.
because we conveniently took out the carbon tax for the month of the election.
So what was the normal gas rate there? 150.
So I call my wife. I'm like, am I confused? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't normally pay attention to the actual price. And she told me she filled up. So today's Tuesday. She filled up on Sunday, which was 2 days ago, at a dollar 57. It was at a dollar 36 today.
Dollar
Like,
57 divided by 136. 15% they took off.
yeah. So that just goes to show for every liter that we pump with our carbon tax, and it's going to continuously increase from now until who knows how long, that we're paying 15% just straight to the tax on top of the taxes we're already paying for our gases, right? But it's convenient. It's kind of hilarious. Like one party is pushing to basically they're going to get rid of it, but put it in through the back door. And they just basically showed us the cards, like how much we're actually paying. Like we can actually see it now, right? So I don't know. Obviously we gotta pay attention to who we vote for at the end of the month. And
What's your feelings on the election? Not to get too political, but what do you
really, I think it goes back to
my
what we
life.
were saying.
What's
Uh,
that?
it goes back to like I think the polls in the sense of like who's voting for what is broken down by age. Older generation, I think, is stuck in their ways and they're comfortable, but they're not the ones feeling the pain day to day, paying the taxes and growing their families. Like we have 3 kids, everything's expensive. Like anyone that's my age right now feels the pinch. Like if your house is paid off, you're in your 60s, and like you're getting whatever your CPP and you're living off that, you made a couple of investments or you're living off, fantastic. You're not feeling anything right now. Like maybe you're a little bit, but when you're growing a family and have a mortgage and paying taxes for everything, like contributing to the economy, paying annual taxes, like that's who's feeling it. I personally think the middle, let's call it the younger generation, let's call it like 40s and down, like late 40s and younger, are feeling it. So I think they're going care, to be honest. But and I think the older generation demographics stuck in their rut.
What swings the election? I haven't been following it too much. It's
What
just too
swings it?
annoying to follow, to be honest. So
Um,
I saw some graph
oh,
again, but who knows what polls are in any day. But it was like, yeah, the younger Gen and the Gen Pat, like so the I think it's Gen Z, and then your generate like our generation, let's say the 40 to 50 and stuff like that, or you're younger than that. But I mean, like the 60, like 55 plus is all like red right now. It's all liberal.
yeah,
So, you
hardcore.
know, but even me just talking to some people, they're a little delusional with timelines with stuff, and they're blaming the wrong party for stuff that took place under their own party. It's the weirdest situation where it's almost like a misinformed voter. I don't get it. So I don't understand. So you're misinformed and you're angry at stuff that's not true. So I don't get it. But then at the same time, like even the parents that are 55 plus that are more than likely, even obviously anyone lined up with a government job usually votes red regardless in union. Um, I don't know. They don't think about their kids, their future. Like I don't see it. Like this is what my problem was when Trudeau got elected the first time. It's just I don't understand why you can't. No one can see what's going to happen here. Like I don't understand.
especially especially after 10 years of like we just talked in the previous episode. Our GDP growth went from or sorry, our GDP growth was the smallest out of all 20 G20 countries, at 0.5%, like drastically lower than the next person, next country in second place, right? Like we've already been handed the lesson. It's not like
Yeah,
things are gonna like we're basically at the bottom, and it's like, okay, we're digging for a lower low, right? Um, I don't understand that concept. It's
Going
like
back
I
into
don't understand how the liberal candidates coming out and saying like we need change. You were the advisor to the change that happened 10 years ago. So what kind of change are we gonna get?
But that's what I'm saying. But you got people that believe that. It's so crazy. And this, I think his administration, the new one here, the new Carney is more dangerous than the other one because he's actually intelligent, smart. He's not a stupid guy. The other guy was, you can tell, he's a moron. But I mean, so the laggard effect. I just pulled it up here. Canada per capita economic growth laggard for 10 years. So 0.5% Canada.
Yeah.
And then Italy, like I go to Italy because Italy's been always like it's never been good. But 13.2%.
Better
So
quality of life than Italy.
let me pull up the meaning of this so I don't hack this. What? Sure. Let me just read this thing. Bu- 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 So the 10-year laggard for GDP per capita typically refers to the country or countries with the lowest growth in GDP per capita over a 10-year period. Adjusted for inflation, population growth, it's useful metric to understand long-term underperformance in terms of individual economic well-being. Big word, economic well-being, okay? Um, you can negative. You can calculate for any of this. Okay, this is giving me the negative growth over the decade lows for trend. Just talk to my buddy ChatGPT. Gives me all the info quickly. There's main points. So the metrics is based on, let's see. No, it's got to give me the matrix. So it's, I know it's standards of living, um, future economic growth. Yeah, so economic living, quality of standards of living, basically. Then also like safety in the community.
Security.
So
Yeah.
security, safety, like so. Oh, here it is. So it broke it down. So the number one, long-term economic underperformance identifies countries with the lowest, slowest negative growth in the GDP per capita, signals failure to improve living standards over a decade. Number two, declining productivity or wealth creation often reflects weak investment, low innovation, capital flight, big one there, indicates the economy is not generating sufficient output per person. that's that's all the population that came in that's just sucking the economy dry but not working and causing shit, rather. Number three, structural or political instability. Many laggards suffered from political crisis, 10 years, corruption, 10 years, civil conflict, 10 years, economic mismanagement, 10 years. Number four, erosion of purchasing power. Stagnant or failing GDP per capita can lead to reduced consumer purchasing power. That's inflation, especially in inflationary environments. That's what we're currently facing now with the fuel. Just the fuel alone. So you're 157 originally without the carbon tax. Do you know what we pay for fuel here? And it's in US dollars, but you're in US, right? So you're going to break it up per liter. So we're at 290 a gallon right now because it's dropped down like 30, 40 cents since the new admin came in, new administration. And that breaks down to about 75, 76 cents per liter. So just do that. Think of
You're
that.
almost half.
Yeah, it's half exactly. Uh,
Well, you're at normally half,
half.
like when you have the carbon tax. Yeah.
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 Missed
Amazing.
missed, and we're 340 million people, right? It's just a lot more. You need more fuel here to kind of should be more, more in demand. Maybe that's why it's cheaper. I don't know, but it is what it is. Missed global conveyance. In theory, poor countries should grow faster, catching up with richer nations. Laggards defy this trend, often widening the gap with developed countries. Social consequences: persistent low growth per capita correlates with high poverty, brain drain, I don't know what that means, and deteriorating healthcare and education. So that's what that means, that word. That's a huge, huge, that's a, like, so now if you got children and you see this graph of 0.5%, like how do you feel right now? 10 years. Should you as
Which
a grandparent vote how you've been voting because you're like stuck in your ways, or should you say my
I
grandkids are
think
pretty much
we gotta share the graph so we can actually get a visual because it's painful. Like literally, you're like the worst country and
yeah, sorry.
quality of life.
Let me see, try to airdrop this thing.
Oh, sorry.
Two computers on here. That's the issue. This is a long one, but here. Don't answer that, Trent. Can you see this one?
No,
You can't see that?
no.
Why not? Make the screen bigger. Oh, here it is. Here. Share.
Ah, there we go.
There, that's what you're looking at. Look, that's pretty crazy. So, World Economic Outlooks. This is a real deal site. The IMF, sorry, rather. And look at that. So 0.5%. This was viral through Instagram. I saw, and this is where it caught my eye. But I mean, look at the difference. Look at this, 13.2%. Like it doesn't make sense.
No, not at all.
And then you look at these other countries that got poor migration laws too, like Germany, UK, Australia, France. Like Japan shouldn't be down here, but I mean, so like literally all this is basically on bad migration laws. The United States was getting torn down with it too, but I mean at the same time it's still at 21%. And you watch now with the new admin how this all takes off here. He said he created $3 trillion now. It'd be $3 to $5 trillion of new investment. So every trillion is 1% GDP growth. Think about that. If the economy grows by 5%, this is going to be on fire. Doesn't even make sense. Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, if you can unload an investment property in Canada, cash it out, and then move it here and move it into something safe, like a small little investment property, why wouldn't you? It doesn't make sense to hold it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching another episode of Real Estate on Record. Hope to catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.
Ciao.